Hey everyone, it's Matt here with FXR. I'm here with Levi LaValle. We're in the shop today. We're talking race, we're talking sleds, but we're here today to give you an overview of FXR's 2025 trail segment.
Performance trail is what FXR likes to call it, and because it goes back to FXR's roots, which is in racing and Le Mans style, cross country, getting out there and hammering down out on your sled. And whether you're the active, high performance rider that blasts down the trails or you're just going off for a cruise, this FXR gear is tailored for you.
That's right. The beginnings of FXR, was all about meeting the demands and the performance needs of racers and aggressive riders. And I guess that's still true today, but especially going back to that trail segment, the way FXR's trail gear is fit and cut to allow you to really lean and ride aggressively on the trails, because you don't really ever crouch on a sled quite like when you're really trying to corner hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of my favorite things about wearing the trail performance gear is I like to get around and move, especially being a smaller guy. I have to lean really aggressively. And the nice part is my gear doesn't have any resistance. It just allows me to move the way I want to move on the sled.
Well, and a lot of FXR's, original innovations came out of a lot of the trail gear and just that need for, just riding hard, riding aggressive. Where does it fit restrictive? Where can we adjust it? Where can we tailor it? And that's kind of been the building blocks for FXR as we moved into other categories through the years. It's been a few years by now, but those early days is where trail innovation really led it all. And whether you're an adrenaline chaser or you're just out there to have a little bit of fun, a lot of the technology and the fit and function of the trail gear, it'll work great either way. So you can have, your best day, whether you're wide open or whether you're just out for a cruise.
Yeah, and speaking of technology, one of the cornerstones of the performance trail gear is FAST, which I'm a huge fan of FAST, flotation assist safety technology, which essentially it keeps you buoyant if you're ever in a situation where you're crossing a river, going over a lake, and the accident happens, you know that you're covered. So tell people a little bit about FAST.
Yeah, you know what? FAST is a special insulation that FXR puts into its gear that offers buoyancy assistance for up to 2 hours. And it just kind of gives you that little bit of extra peace of mind to know that you have protection if you need it. If you're venturing or riding in an area that you're not familiar with, or sometimes even in areas that you are familiar with and you just don't always know the thickness of the ice or what the conditions will be. It really does change your mindset once you think about riding with FAST technology, almost kind of in the way that a mountain rider thinks about wearing an Abbey pack. You wouldn't go riding in the mountains without wearing an Abbey pack. And when you think about riding over lakes or rivers or frozen ice, you shouldn't think about riding, or you wouldn't want to think about riding without FAST technology in your gear.
That's so true, and I look at that, especially now with kids. I think about going out with my kids and going, man, there is not a chance I want to be in a situation where either myself or the kids don't have FAST, because, it's an accident when it happens, and it's you need all the help you can get. And testing FAST firsthand, last year jumping in the lake, you get that cold shock right off the get, and the last thing you want to think about is trying to stay afloat. So I know it made it so much easier for me to get out and get to safety.
Yeah, you've been our FAST proponent. You've actually done some testing. You've gone into the ice in the wintertime, which a lot of us, we can say we went in the pool or something like that. You actually did the real deal. You said, I want to feel what it feels like, in winter conditions. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I really wanted to understand what a person would go through, because we've all heard of it, or we've seen people. I remember as a kid I saw a guy come in that went through the ice. We were at a restaurant and he come in frozen block of ice, and thank God he was able to get out. But I was like, I really want to experience what that is so I can understand what needs to happen to really protect people. And I went into the ice, and I purposely went about a quarter mile out from shore, and I went in, and I remember it worked so well. Like I said, the very first thing is you get in the water Not one time did I think about buoyancy. In fact, I mean, I was up like a bobber sticking out of the water. I had so much buoyancy, especially in my legs. And speaking of the legs part, that's what makes it so great fast, is when you're trying to get out, because you're buoyant in the upper body and your lower body, you're able to lay almost flat in the water and to slither out onto that ice, because it's not like a swimming pool. You can't just put your hands on and push yourself up, because you just continue to break the ice. You have to kind of like shimmer your way out and keep that surface area. And I was able to do that because my legs were floating, keeping me level. Once I got out onto sturdy ground, I stood up, and it has all of the drainage built into the gear. And you could just see the water gushing out of the gear. And then I started to walk because I wanted to see, like, am I gonna get super cold now? And what was interesting to me is by the time I got to shore, I was completely comfortable. The gear, because it's like holding all my body heat in, I was completely comfortable by the time I got there, and absolutely mind blown how well the gear worked.
That's one of the really cool things about the fast insulation, is that it retains its thermal properties when dry or when wet, so that as you do get out of the water and back up onto the ice, you'll start to warm up and retain a little bit of heat again. And you made such a good point about the lower body, because over half of the buoyancy properties of the fast suit comes from the lower body, because it is so important to get your torso and your legs up and level so you can escape and get back up, up onto the ice.
Experiencing it firsthand, I left there going, wow, this is a no-brainer. If you ride lakes and rivers, no-brainer to have fast in your gear.
One of the things to keep in mind is that a lot of FXR jackets have a 2-in-1 removable liner, so you can pull the insulation out. If a piece that has fast insulation will always have the fast in the shell of the jacket, so that even when you zip out the insulation, you still have the fast technology in the shell.
Which that's perfect. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a better setup, knowing that, you're out there on, let's say, closer to them springtime rides, end of season, hey, let's take advantage of it. And, the ice is slowly getting thinner and thinner. It's nice to know that if you've got that inner liner out, that you're still protected.
Let's do a quick overview of the styles in FXR's Performance Trail segment that feature this cool fast technology.
Performance Trail is made up of men's and women Adrenaline, men's and women Team FX, and men's Octane.
When it comes to more than meets the eye as it relates to FXR technology and all of the tech that goes into the gear, one of the biggest ones is our ACMT system. ACMT stands for Advanced Climate Management Technology, and it's a system of components that covers your waterproof breathable needs, but also works to fight condensation throughout the day to keep you dry from the inside and out. The components of the system are primarily made up of the outer shell with Hydrix Pro waterproof breathable, and a free-hanging inner lining that's fully seam taped, also utilizing Hydrix Pro.
So it kind of works like a dual lens goggle, where you've got the inner lens to kind of keep that heat from your body, and that outer cold, keep it away from each other to limit the condensation.
You're spot on. We're all familiar with fogging up a goggle, or if you ever grab a single lens goggle by mistake, one of your moto goggles, and you know how fast that fog and that moisture starts to build up condensation on the inside of the lens. That same thing sort of almost happens to your whole body as you're working and putting out heat. And so the way the ACMT system functions is to keep that warm, moist air from building up condensation. You start to feel clammy. It kind of prevents that. It keeps that air circulating, and then that's when the dry vent system comes into play, because you can work with your venting and get the air exchange. So before the moisture builds up, you're actually exhausting it out, bringing in dry air, and that's part of what helps you push hard throughout the day and stay dry longer.
A technology that you really feel is OmniStretch. FXR's OmniStretch is what allows you to move around with less resistance and just makes you feel awesome out on the trail. Now, Matt, tell us a little bit about OmniStretch and what makes this stuff work so well.
OmniStretch is a special shell material with a span blend, so it allows it to have full 4-way stretch properties. FXR's full OmniStretch material actually probably offers the most amount of stretch out of any snowmobile gear that you can put on. Wow. So it really allows you to move around without restriction, like you were saying. We also have a second tier stretch called M Series Omni that is a directional stretch, and we engineer it into the pieces to move the way you move when you're moving.
Nice. And I think the pliability and flexibility of the Omni Stretch is really noticeable. Being a little guy, I have to move a lot to counter on the inside. And that's the nice thing about the Omni Stretch is I notice how little resistance I feel. And if you're moving around very active like that on the sled, that's when you notice how well Omni works.
One of the things too is that like even when you get into extreme cold, it maintains its stretch, it stays pliable and flexible, and so it not only helps you move, but it also resists tears and snags, whether you're in the branches once in a while, or you know, we all know what running boards look like these days, and they're you know, mistakes happen sometimes. We're not always perfect, but so your gear is not only more mobile but more durable as well.
Yeah, when the rabid dog, also known as your running boards, comes up on you, it's nice to have that tear resistant, we'll say. FXR Men's Performance Trail Guide. We're going to talk about the Adrenaline, Team FX, and the Octane jackets right now. So Matt, give me the goods. What do we got in men's jacket for FXR Performance Trail?
All right, so starting with the Adrenaline, which is FXR's best of the best in terms of our performance trail segment. The Adrenaline has it all. It's a 2-in-1 with a removable liner. It's got fast 4.0 insulation. It's got Omni Stretch, full 4-way stretch. It utilizes the ACMT 2-layer technology with Hydrix Pro and the dry vent system. The Adrenaline jacket has 4 different vents, 7 pockets throughout. FXR rates its warmth ratings on a 1 to 10 scale. The Adrenaline scores a 10. It's our warmest with 270 grams of insulation. If you take that 2-in-1 liner out, it'll drop down to a 4 out of 10. There's a little bit of insulation in the shell, 150 grams. So you still have a little bit of warmth depending how you want to do your layering, or it's just right the way it is. It's got heavy duty waterproof zippers throughout with an AquaGuard front zipper. Just like all of these styles, it has an adjustable windskirt, adjustable cuffs, adjustable collar, and adjustable waist. It comes with cuff gaiters that you can wear with your thumb through the cuff hole or not, and of course 360-degree reflective.
That was a mouthful. Holy cow, this thing has features for days. Definitely more than meets the eye.
There's so much built into the Adrenaline. For someone that really is high-end trail rider, you're really just looking for the best of the best. There's no better choice than the Adrenaline. Next in line after the Adrenaline is the Team FX. The Team FX is very close but one step down from the Adrenaline. It still features fast 4.0 insulation. It's got zonal Omni Stretch. So it's got zonal stretch inserts across the shoulders, on the back, and in the elbows. So when you move around on the sled, the jacket flexes and moves with you. It utilizes Hydrix Pro and the dry vent system. It's got 4 different vents, 7 different pockets. It rates a 9 out of 10 on the warmth scale with 270 grams of total insulation. When you zip the 2-in-1 liner out, it drops down to a 4. You still have 150 grams of insulation. Comes in 10 different colors. Many of the standard ones that you see here, including a new stealth variation with a small logo for someone that likes more subtle styling. Similar to the Adrenaline, features an adjustable windskirt, adjustable cuffs, adjustable collar, and adjustable waist. Features the same cuff gaiters. You can put your thumb through the hole or not, as well as the 360-degree reflective. The Team jacket has introduced so many riders to fast insulation. It's been a staple in FXR's trail segment for over 15 years.
And with 10 color options, I mean, it can match any sled that you have.
Moving down one step to our entry-level trail is the Octane jacket. I say entry-level, but I think it's really an overachiever. It's a fixed liner jacket, so for riders that feel like a 2-in-1 can sometimes be a little bit heavy and bulky, a fixed liner can sometimes fit a little bit better, and they like that feeling. So it's a fixed liner piece. It's available in 8 different colors. It's got fast 3.0 insulation. It's got a rugged, durable shell using our Hydrix Pro waterproof breathable and the dry vent system. It's got 3 vents. It's got 5 different pockets. It comes in at a 7 on our warmth scale with 250 grams of insulation. And similar to the other pieces, it has that adjustable windskirt, the adjustable cuffs, adjustable collar, adjustable waist, the same cuff gaiters, and of course, similar 360-degree reflective.
Overachiever for sure. That is a lot of features for a fixed jacket. And I mean, it's great to hear all those different things in a fixed one, but if you're looking for that versatility of being able to completely adjust your gear to the conditions, then you get into those higher end ones, and it really allows you to fine tune the gear for the conditions.
Yeah, that's one of those things is we don't quite always have consistent temperatures in our winters anymore. When the snow hits, you want to be able to go out and get it, whether it snows and it's freezing cold, or it's almost melting. Your gear, you want your gear to be able to do it all. And whether that's adjusting the venting or taking out the removable liner so you can play with the temperatures and conditions. The great thing is that, especially with that Adrenaline and Team, kind of functional for all seasons, all conditions, or all temperatures within the winter season, I guess I should say. And the really great thing about both of those pieces is that even though the liner zips out, the fast insulation is in the shell of the jacket. So even though you zip out the thermal flex insulation, the fast is still in the shell, so you still have that protection.
It's nice to know for those late season spring rides that you go on, it's nice to know that you still have the protection of the fast in there.
Definitely.
FXR's men's performance trail pants are packed with technology. Now, Matt, tell me a little bit about the technology that's in these pants.
Sure. So for starters, all of our performance trail pants are fit and cut for sit-down riding to allow you to move around on the sled, whether you're just in a comfortable seated position or really for aggressive cornering where you're really either bending your knee hard, crouching your waist off of one side. So they're fit and cut for sort of trail-specific type sit-down riding. But when you start at the top, our high-end, most premium pant is the Adrenaline pant. Now this pant kind of has all of our best technology and features, starting with fast 4.0 insulation. It's got full Omni stretch, so that's the full 4-way stretch shell. Utilizes our ACMT dual layer waterproof breathable anti-condensation technology with Hydrix Pro. 2 different pockets on this pant. This pant comes in at a 10 out of 10 on our warmth scale with 240 grams of insulation. The rear zippers are waist height, and one of the neat things about these pants is on the back, it's got a full hip stretch gusset so that even as you're moving, even though it's 4-way stretch material, it still even moves and flexes even more with you. You get down to the bottom, it's got the full boot gaiter with both a front and a rear attachment snap for attachment to FXR's premium boots. Nice thing about these pants also is fully adjustable waist with the Velcro straps and also an adjustable hem. So for riders that don't need the full length, you can cinch up that hem in the back so that you're not stepping on the back of your pant with your boot.
At 5'6" on a good day, I utilize that feature quite a bit.
One of the other nice little features of the Adrenaline pants is the 2-way front zipper. And when you look at the waist of these pants, the Adrenaline pant, as well as the Team, is almost like a half bib height. So it's not a full bib for riders that don't need all that extra bulk when you're sitting and crouching, but it gives you just a little bit more height so you don't feel quite as exposed as when you just have a waist pant. So it's a little bit more warmth, a little bit more comfort that way. The Adrenaline pant is also offered in 4 different colors, so you've got options to choose and match up with your Adrenaline jacket.
Next one on the list is the Team FX pant. Now this one's packed with features, but tell them what it includes.
So the Team is a 1 step down from the Adrenaline pant. The Team, of course, is made to match with the Team FX jacket. It's got fast 4.0 insulation. It's got the same rugged shell material as a jacket, utilizing Hydrix Pro waterproof breathable. It's got 2 hand pockets, similar to the Adrenaline pant. It's got waist height leg zippers with a full stretch gusset on the upper hip, so just a little bit more comfortable that way. Still flex and move and fit you a little bit better. A few of the key little features on this pant is, of course, the boot gaiter, adjustable waist, and similar to the Adrenaline with an adjustable inseam as well.
The boot gaiter, I realized, holy cow, I love not having snow in my boots. And that boot gaiter is the best. And being able to secure it to the FXR boots is, to me, that was a game changer, because no longer did I ever have any snow. I mean, you are like cocooned in there.
Well, trail riders, you're often riding cold temperatures or high speeds and high winds, let's say, but just sealing off at the bottom, sealing off with the cuffs, sealing off at the windskirt, really making sure that everything gets sealed off either from wind or from snow let's say with a boot gaiter, if you have to walk through some deep snow or something, right? Just want to make sure that we keep you dry, warm, safe, and protected.
The next on the list is the Team FX pant. Now this one is packed with features, and Matt's going to tell us a little bit more about them.
So the Team is one step down from the Adrenaline. Team is of course made to match with the Team FX jacket. It's available in 7 different colors, so you've got a ton of different selection to merch and match your kit with your jacket. It's got fast 4.0 insulation, features FXR's Hydrix Pro waterproof breathable. You've got 2 hand pockets. It's a 9 out of 10 on FXR's warmth scale with 240 grams of insulation. One of the neat features about the Team pant is the stretch gusset in the hip, so it just gives you a bit of a better fit and feel while you're sitting and moving around on the sled. It's got waist height leg zippers. Features the adjustable hem, so you can suck up the bottom of the leg, and of course FXR's boot gaiter. Holding down the fort at the entry level of FXR's Performance Trail collection is the Clutch FX pant. This one right here. It's available in 6 different colors. It features fast 3.0 insulation. It's got a rugged, durable shell with Hydrix Pro waterproof breathable. Utilizes the dry vent system. This pant has 2 different vents on the thighs and 2 hand pockets as well. It comes in at a 7 out of 10 on FXR's warmth scale, 180 grams of insulation. It's got knee-high zips and an adjustable waist, as well as the boot gaiter system.
FXR Performance Trail women's jackets. Now these coats are packed with technology, all kinds of great colors, and Matt's going to tell us a little bit more about them.
Sure. So for Performance Trail, we've got 2 great options to choose from: the Adrenaline jacket and the Team jacket. These jackets have both been staples in our Performance Trail collection for a long time. The chassis and the fit and the feel is really refined, and there is a lot of great tech and features built into these pieces. So starting with the Adrenaline jacket here, this is our high-end best of the best. It's got all of our best technology, material, and features. It's a 2-in-1 jacket, so you can zip out the inner liner if you don't need all the additional warmth, or you leave it zipped in. The Adrenaline is available in 5 different colors. And in terms of features, starting with fast, it of course features FXR's fast 3.0 technology. It's got full omni stretch, so full 4-way stretch, so you get a really great fit and feel. It features ACMT technology with Hydrix Pro, utilizes the dry vent system as well. So this piece has 4 different vents. You've got the 2 front ones and the 2 radial side vents. It's got 7 different pockets inside and out. It rates a 10 out of 10 on FXR's warmth scale. It's got 265 grams of total insulation. If you take that 2-in-1 liner out, it drops down to a 4 on our warmth scale with 90 grams of insulation. So one of the really neat features, starting with the women's Adrenaline here, they both have it, is when you open up the front placket, you can actually double over and Velcro this tab back onto itself. It's kind of nice just so that the Velcro doesn't get caught on something or maybe catch your hair or something like that. So just pulls it out of the way and then allows you to get down in. And we can show you the inner lining, which features X-Skin, which is a heat reflective technology. A few of the other little details about the women's Adrenaline jacket is it's got an adjustable windskirt as well as adjustable collar, cuffs, and waist. As well, the Adrenaline jacket features the cuff gaiters that are on all FXR pieces. You can wear it with your thumb or just put your hand through. And of course, 360-degree reflective throughout.
The Adrenaline is packed with features, holy cow, and technology. I mean, it's more than meets the eye for sure. Now tell us a little bit more about the Team jacket that you have.
Okay, so one step down, but really not that far, is the women's Team jacket. Some similar features and some stuff that's a little bit different. So the biggest thing that's different about the Team is that it's a fixed liner jacket. So it's not a 2-in-1, it's just a fixed piece. For some riders that prefer a little bit of a lighter feel like a 2-in-1 can sometimes feel a little bit heavier and bulkier. A fixed liner jacket like the Team can sometimes feel a little bit better and a little bit more comfortable. So the Team has a fixed liner. It's got very similar technology to the Adrenaline, utilizes fast 3.0 technology. It's got M series Omni Stretch, so that's a directional 4-way stretch material. So you still get fit and movement the way you want, just not quite on the full level as the women's Adrenaline. It also utilizes our Hydrix Pro technology and the dry vent system. So this jacket features 4 different pockets. It's got 2 vents. On our 1 to 10 scale, it rates a 9 out of 10 for overall warmth with 250 grams of thermal flex insulation. Again, this jacket features a magnetic front placket And one of the nice things about the inner lining on this jacket is it's actually fleeced for a little bit more comfort and warmth. So just a little bit cozier feeling. It has some of the same also basic tech and features as the women's Adrenaline. It's got the adjustable windskirt, adjustable cuffs, adjustable collar, and the adjustable waist. You can see it down here. It also has the same cuff gaiter as the Adrenaline jacket. You can wear it similarly with your thumb in or out. And of course, we've got 360-degree reflective on this.
Both sound packed with options, more or less if you're looking for a 2-in-1 or a fixed coat. I mean, it's unbelievable, you know, when you look at the Adrenaline, just how versatile it is. You know, the amount of conditions you can ride in, or if you're just looking more for a warm winter coat, you know, you go with the Team FX.
FXR Performance Trail Women's Gear Guide. We're going to look at the pants now. We've got two really great options in pants to go with the two jackets, being the Adrenaline and the Team. So let's start with that Adrenaline.
The Adrenaline is top of the line, you know, that's the cream of the crop there. It has Fast 3.0, Omni, ACMT, and Hydrix Pro. I mean, this thing, these pants are literally techie, high performance, the best you're gonna get. Break down some of those features so people understand how high-end these pants are.
Sure, so let's start with the outer shell. One of the things that you're really gonna notice when you're wearing it and when you're riding is Omni-Stretch shell material. So that's full four-way stretch shell material. So this pant really is gonna not only fit good, but just move good as you move around and crouch, you know, whether you're leaning for cornering or just crouching and standing, really just exceptional fit and unrestricted mobility. One of the neat things too about the pant is not only does it have four-way stretch, but it also has a significant stretch gusset all the way down through the hip. So again, just it's gonna fit a little bit better and just crouch and move with you as you move. And then you get into some of the inner technology. I mean, FXR really did put the best of the best into this pant, you know, including the ACMT system, so you stay dry and comfortable all day, and of course, fast technology so that you ride protected and you have that buoyancy assistance. You get into some of the details, smaller details of the women's Adrenaline pant. You can see that both of these pants are slightly taller than a waist pant. So for trail riding, you don't always want a bib pant that has extra bulk and layers when you're crouching, but sometimes a waist pant isn't quite enough. So we've engineered just a little bit up so it's like a mid bib or a tall waist pant to give you just a little bit more warmth and comfort. So you can see the Adrenaline pant features removable suspenders with a drop seat feature. It's got full leg zippers, so you can undo and zip down to activate that drop seat. It's a very convenient feature. You can see that it's got two different hand pockets. FXR's premium boot gaiter with dual boot attachment snaps. And one of the other neat features on the lower leg of the pants is the adjustable inseam. So for a shorter rider, you have the ability to Velcro up and take up the back of the hem on the pant so that you're not stepping on the back of your pants with your boots.
All right, I know these pants are warm, but tell people how warm they actually are.
All right, so the women's Adrenaline is our warmest pant. It's a 9 out of 10 on FXR's warmth scale, featuring 210 grams of total insulation. And one of the other neat little features that actually adds to the warmth is this X-Skin heat reflect lining material that's used selectively throughout, just to get a little bit of extra thermal properties into this piece. The next pant down from the women's Adrenaline is the women's Team. It's very similarly featured to the Adrenaline. It still features FXR's Fast 3.0 technology, features M Series Omni Stretch, so that's a directional stretch, so it's still gonna fit, flex, and move very well with the rider, fit well and also move with the rider when you're on the sled. It's got Hydrix Pro waterproof breathable technology. It's got two different pockets. It's an 8 out of 10 on the warmth scale. It's got 210 grams of total insulation. Similar to the Adrenaline, full leg zippers with the drop seat, so you can disconnect the suspender, drop the seat down, and one of the things you'll notice too is that the women's Team has a stretch gusset at the hip as well. So just as you flex, as you move on the sled, it's just gonna move with you.
And there's 3 different colors to match your Team FX coats, so they've got you covered. The FXR Performance Trail Boots has a wide variety of different options. We're going to talk a little bit about some of them.
That's right, FXR does have a lot of different boot models in its collection. These are some of the models that we feel are most suited to our performance trail collection. Starting with the backshift. The backshift is FXR's warmest boot. It's also the only model in our collection that comes with a removable liner, so you can pull them out when you need to. Features a BOA, high-powered H-Power single reel. You can see it's got a cool coiler function. So the backshift is FXR's more premium performance trail option. Leading into the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes, the X-Cross boots. We've got both the X-Cross Pro BOA boots, which obviously has the BOA system. Crank it, tightens up well, and then there's also the speed version, which is the lace-up version. The X-Cross is a combination of support and flexibility.
Now for a rider that really wants about as soft a boot as they can get, but still a high quality boot that's got a good quality sole and durable materials on the lower, you really want to have a look at this Explore short boot. You can see at Levi how soft and flexible it is. So for a rider that is, really wants your feet in the stirrups and doesn't want to feel any sort of stiffness or uncomfortable feeling, or maybe you want something that works equally as well for walking or doing other outdoor activities as well as riding, the Explore Short is one for you. As you can see by the size of the boots on this table, FXR boots come in a wide size spread, all the way down to a men's size 4 and all the way up to a men's size 15 in select styles. We also do publish our sizing in men's and women's sizing on all of our boot boxes as well as in all of our literature.
FXR Performance Glove Guide. All kinds of variety. Matt, start us off.
Sure, we've got a ton of options. Over here to start is our Recon electric heated glove. So this is a battery heated glove with 3 different settings, low, medium, and high. Next to it is our leather gauntlet glove for a rider that prefers the fit, feel, and warmth of an all leather glove. Right beside it, in both men's and women's options, is our FXR adrenaline glove, which is a hybrid leather textile construction. Leading down to our meat and potatoes, the bulk and almost all of our trail riders go to glove style.
The men's Fuel, as you can see here, is, like you said, one of the most popular ones, as well as the women's Fusion glove. A great combination of both fit and warmth.
One of the neat features, as you'll notice, on our adrenaline as well as our Fuel and Fusion is this small zippered pocket on the back of the hand. Great for putting a little bit of money or a credit card or even a hot pad if you need it.
Great selection of gloves, but now let's talk about somebody that's looking for more of a mitt style.
All right, so this is our combat series. You can see we've got an option for everyone, whether you prefer the index mitt or the claw, depending on what type of riding or what type of activity you're doing, or if you'd prefer to go straight to just the full mitt. The neat thing about the full mitt is that all of them do have separate finger compartments as you put your hand in.
And they come in both leather and textile. So if you're looking for the textile version or full leather, we have both options for men and women. We're going to take a look at FXR's Performance Trail shielded helmets.
One of the first things to figure out for Performance Trail shielded helmets is whether or not you're the type of rider that prefers a modular helmet, which opens up in the jaw bar, or a full face helmet. FXR has 3 different helmet models in its Performance Trail segment. You've got the Maverick Modular, the Clutch X helmet, and the Torque X helmet. So the Maverick X Modular, as you can see, modular helmet that opens up. We sell this helmet in 2 different versions. There's the Maverick X Pro with full winter kit to seal around your chin and your neck. We also sell it in a standard Maverick X version for more moderate conditions with a standard chin skirt. Moving over to full face electric shielded helmets, we sell our Clutch X helmet in 3 different versions. The first being the Clutch X Pro Carbon helmet, lightweight carbon fiber. This is the lightest full face shielded helmet that FXR has for riders that are looking for pure performance. We also sell the Clutch X Pro in a non-carbon, as well as the Clutch X Evo in a standard version with a smaller chin skirt. Now, if you're just looking for a more entry-level helmet, that's a great helmet that'll get the job done with an electric shield, we also sell our Torque X E helmet as well.
That's a lot of options for helmets. The one that stood out to me was the Clutch X, having that more goggle view. You know, riding with goggles for so many years, it really helps me visualize what it'd be like.
This is converting a lot of goggle customers into full face customers, because you don't realize until you try a helmet like this how much wider your field of vision can be without a goggle foam and a goggle frame around your face.
So that concludes the FXR Performance Trail segment. It's a very versatile segment of gear.
This gear has so many features and so much tech in terms of offering you versatility, and you get the best fit, function, features, value, and versatility.
It's more than meets the eye.